Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to this next guitar lesson. For today we're going to take a look at a really nice set of chords in the key of B major. These are some fairly interesting chords. They're going to be pretty high up the guitar neck. I discovered these a couple weeks back and thought they were really cool, had a pretty unique sound to them, and wanted to show them to you guys. So let's get into the lesson. I'll show you guys these chord grips that I was using, and like I said, this is a really killer sound. So let's get into the lesson. Alright guys, so to get started we have kind of an interesting chord. I'll show you guys the shape first and we'll discuss like a possible name for it. So first of all, we're going to be all the way up here around the 14th fret area. So pointer is going to go to the 14 of the A, ring is going to be all the way up at 16 of the D. Middle is going to be at 15 of the G. We're going to have an open B string ringing out. And actually this B string is going to be ringing out for the entire progression. And then we're going to have pinky also all the way up at 16 of the high E. And here's the sound we get. Okay, so just a beautiful chord. I love the sound of this. If you just pick straight through the chords, so the strings I'm picking are as follows: A, D, G, B, E, B, G, D. You get a really really killer like cascading sort of sound. And you can hear that open B string just sounds really nice. So what we have here, the first part of the chord without the pinky is like a major 7 chord, no third. It's not a suspended chord. Because the second or the fourth isn't in there, there's just no third in this chord at all. Okay, so this is like a major 7, no third. Now we also have the B string ringing out, but that's just the root note once again. So we have root, 5th, 7th, and then another root. And then we have the 6 or the 13 all the way up here on the high E. Okay, so you could maybe call it like, you know, a major 13, no third, if you wanted to. Okay, but that is the sound of the chord we get. So maybe think of it like a major 13, no third. Okay, so that is our first chord. There's probably a couple other things you could call that, but just calling it a major 13, no third makes the most sense to me. Okay, next up, another really interesting sounding chord. This is going to be like a G minor 9, so a little more of a simple chord name this time. So we're starting off with like a standard, you know, just like some guys might call this like an add 9, I call this like a sus2 shape. This is used like in progressive stuff a lot. So we're going to have pointer at 11 of the A, middle is going to be at 13 of the D, pinky 15 of the G, then once again we have our open B string, then ring is going to be at 14 of the high E, and here's our G sharp minor 9. That is our chord, so G sharp minor 9. Okay, so another really nice one. Again, if you just pick straight through that, we get that cascading sort of sound. Okay, so lovely chord. G sharp minor 9. Okay, so far we have our B, and then our G sharp. Okay, final chord is an E. Okay, now this one is going to be like an E major 9 sus2, you could think of it as. So this one's a bit of a stretch. This is a little bit of a challenge, this chord, so take your time on this one. So we're going to have pointer at 7 of the A, middle is going to be at 9 of the D, ring at 11 of the G, and open B string, pinky at 11 of the high E, and this is the sound we get. So another just really beautiful sounding chord. Okay, one more time through, this time just picking it. Okay. And as like a kind of an insane chordal challenge, if you want to try this, just be careful with this, don't hurt yourself. You can take this shape, keep this exact shape on your fingers and just move it so your pointer's at the 2nd fret. Okay, and now you'd get a B major 7 sus2. And also take this shape all the way to the 12th fret. You get an A major 7 sus2. So a couple different options. Okay, that's the progression. So starting from the B major. Okay, then the G sharp minor. And the E major. One more time. Going all the way down to this tricky little B major down there. And that's just a difficult chord to get to, so you don't have to play that by any means. If you want to finish a progression off after the E major, just finish off at that first chord at the B. So yeah, that's the progression there. And these chord shapes you can also use without open strings. So you can just move this first shape to some other spots. Let's say we're in like E flat with this first shape. Up to A flat, down to D flat here, which is at the 4th fret. So just not using that open B string there, and the other two shapes you can do the same thing with as well, and just not use an open string. So this first shape functions like as a major 7. The second shape functions like a minor 9. If you don't use an open string, like if you're just using just the shape, no open strings, you're going to get like a no 3rd in there. And the 3rd shape is also going to function kind of like a major 7, but no 3rd. So actually, without the open B string ringing out, none of these shapes have a 3rd in there. So again, you're going to get that kind of cool, undefined type of sound that chords without the 3rd in them can give you. So that's the lesson. I hope you guys enjoyed this and find these shapes usable. I know that I was really inspired the first time I heard the sound of these chords. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next week for the next lesson. Thanks so much, everyone.